Beat it, AT.
What's up, guys? It's Andrew Peer here of Beat It AT Productions and Publishing. For those of you that have watched the previous videos or previous tutorial videos on our page, Beat It AT TV, AT Productions is pretty much the same thing as Beat It AT Productions and Publishing. However, due to copyright and other situations, we were forced to change over or in a transition period. Everything's the same. It's just we are representing Beat It AT brand a little bit more and shifting everything from AT to Beat It AT. Same thing. I don't want, just in case of confusion. No big deal though. Nothing bad or anything happened. Just wanted to let you guys know. Now, to continue on, we are doing a Xavier Wulf, Chris Travis style beat tutorial. For those of you that don't know, Chris Travis and Xavier Wulf are what I would like to say underground rap artists. Now, some people might say, well, no, they're not underground, but they're underground if we were to talk about mainstream. They're not like, obviously, like Travis Scott or like any Kanye West are not out there like that. That's what I mean by underground. These people probably don't get a lot of radio play and such, but their style is very unique, and they do have a very big following, and they are talented as well. I don't want to discredit them by any means. So for those of you, we can see we got the 808, hi-hat, hat 1, hat open, hat 1, snare, trap snare 5, and kick, bass kick, and kick, normal kick. All of these are in the AT Sound Kit 1, which you can purchase currently on sale for $10 at beatitat.com. If you go to the downloads page, beatitat.com/downloads, you should find it there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to focus on a dark, slow, melodic style, which is very common for them. So let's go ahead and pull up some instruments. So first thing, I'm going to go down to classical in Nexus 2. And let's go down to wind. Now, if you know what's really common, sorry, I was moving my microphone. What's really common in these underground rappers is like these Asian style, but it's not like the Asian TM88 trap style. It's actually sort of like this weird, psychedelic-y, slow, loop-based style beats. So we're gonna go ahead and enter in flute and that. So let's go ahead and figure out a melody. Now, we don't need to figure out a really crazy melody. We just need to focus on something that will have a nice dark vibe, or maybe a psychedelic vibe. So we're going to stick probably around the A range and G. So actually I was wrong. We will actually be using C. So let's go ahead, and we're going to actually change the BPM to around 130. I can't remember what exact BPM they tend to follow on, but they do have a lot of trap elements, sometimes with the snare rolls and drills. Occasionally, they don't do it like drill music, but they do have some elements occasionally. So with that in mind, we will probably stick around between the 130 140 range. So the flute won't be the main melody. It's definitely going to be something that we will hear in the beat, so it won't be a background sound per se, but we're definitely going to tune it down a little bit. We're going to do a little EQ. We're going to cut out those low ones, so when the 808 comes in, it won't fight against it, because the 808 is going to be around this frequency range, the low, obviously the low end, since you can see bass. So however, we don't want to do too clean of a mix, because if you listen to a lot of their songs, they're very raw. So if you do too clean, then you start losing the whole essence and the vibe and sound. Now, I don't know if it was just because I've been listening to a lot of their older stuff, 2014 range of stuff, but when I was listening to their music, a lot of it wasn't what you would say clean, standard mix, like how a lot of rap is now, or they try. So now what you see is I'm adding in a piano now, or I added in Nexus, and we're gonna name it piano. And we're gonna click let's do a soft piano. So we're gonna go a little bit high. Now this is where we're gonna have the melody. Now let's play. Now, if you guys were wondering how I just knew what everything was, well, let's think about it like this. We're going to do a little breakdown. I don't want to do too much of music theory, because I'm not someone that is accredited in music theory to teach you guys. So I don't want to teach you guys something that I don't even know and teach you something wrong. So we got C, G, F, and G sharp. Now, if we go back and we look at our our flute, it was C, G sharp, or whatever. It might be A flat, I don't know. And G, and then A sharp. So I already knew that I was going to stick around the C, G, G sharp, and A sharp, because they're all similar notes. So if they're all similar notes, that means more than likely they're going to be pretty fluid and smooth. But obviously it may not always be the case. You will get a couple times where they just doesn't sound right. Now, learning all of this is honestly just repetition. If you keep on repeating the process and the formulaic way of making melodies, you're going to get in the process of just knowing what certain notes go, and that's how I actually learned. So I'm not exactly musically trained, but yeah, so that's just a little background on that. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull that in the mix. Piano. Now the flute, I wanna actually toss on a gross beat, and this is for the pure sake of trying out what sound we can get. We're gonna do a half speed. Now I'm just blast this piano with a lot of reverb, not where it's over the top, but just enough where and this right here is what will really make it drag on. Gonna cut that bass. You see, now we have more of what you'd say that style. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, toss on pattern 1 in our playlist. We're gonna go ahead and split it. So we got these two things separate. Now, we're gonna just start on the basic layering process where we have intro, chorus, and then verse. And that's what we're gonna do. Now, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we're gonna go back and we're gonna just do the chorus right now. Now, the chorus is we're gonna need the 808, hat, snare, and maybe the kicks. So let's just do the snare. Now, snares are pretty common with Chris Travis, Xavier Wulf, Bones. A lot of them use snares from what I've heard, maybe a couple claps, and they don't really change up the snares a whole lot. They kind of keep it like this, and then maybe a snare at the end, like how we have it right there. And to give you guys a listen, now we're gonna do a little EQ to this snare. We're gonna boost it. And as I said, you don't want too clean of a mix. So I didn't really do a whole lot of subtracting or cutting in the and that's just a multi-band compressor, and I usually just do the general mix. I think it's the general purpose, which just honestly just boosts everything. I like doing that. It's one of my favorite little presets that FL does. Alright, so we got the snares. We're gonna name it snares. Alright. Whoops, Purple Rain, still old background. Alright, so now we're gonna do the hi-hats. Now, we're gonna go in here, track it. Now, this is where we're going to be a little creative, and we're going to try to get that style. And all I did right now is I pulled it up, the hi-hats in the piano roll, Controlled A, and then Controlled L. And all that's going to do is just drag everything out. It's going to make it a whole lot easier for us to edit these now. Now, I did Shift E. I'm going to select these, delete it, and we're going to grab one of these bad boys, drag it over here. Shift E, click, Alt U. Now these are all the hotkeys I have set. They are the standard FL Studio hotkeys, but if you guys change your hotkeys, they might be different. Now all this does is chop it, so we're gonna chop it. We're gonna chop this one up here. We're gonna put it right here. Now we're not going to try to overcomplicate the hi-hats, but we do want to kind of create something. We really want to capture the darkness and the whole essence of everything. Now let's go ahead and do the open hats. We're just going to do it just like this on every, I guess you would say, off beat. Now we're actually only going to keep that in the second part of the chorus just to kind of keep it a little bit different, and we might put it in the second part of the verse, which we haven't got to yet, so don't worry about it yet. Now here are, we're going to track that just for, I'm tracking everything just so everything's in one spot, or like everything's in the mixer just in case. I don't know if we'll get too far into the mixing process. Now 808, this is the same 808 that we always use at BDAT Productions, and I'm gonna go ahead and open the mixer track state. This is to a 808 to an 808 mix that we have designed. If you guys purchase our drum kit at BDAT.com, you guys will also get a mixer state in the drum kit zip folder, and when you guys get it, you can it will have some of the mixer states that we have already designed for you guys, so you guys don't have to worry about tuning your 808. Or you guys will still have to tune your 808, but you guys won't have to worry so much on the mixing. Now every mix is different in a song, so not all mixes are perfect, but this mix will definitely help you guys. 808. So we're just going to go ahead and just place the 808 right here. And what I'm going to do is move this 808 to right there. Cut this 808, move it right there. Now we're going to go to piano roll, Control A, Control L, drag it out. And also, we pulled the attack down, so when we press it, it lets go. You see, if we press it, it keeps on going. And if you guys are wondering why we do that, I'll show you why. If we have a whole bunch of 808s, you see it starts clashing. It sounds disgusting. So let's go ahead and enable that. Now, C is not going to be the right tuning for our 808. Plus, we kind of want to go lower. So let's try G. Let's listen to it now. Now, we're not trying to do a trap beat, so we're going to try to stay away from a lot of 808s and a lot of fluctuations. The whole point is to kind of keep it basic, because Bones and Chris Travis and Xavier Wulf all try to use a lot of words, and if you are using a lot of words and having a lot of vocals, then having a lot of beat stuff, they kind of clash. It's like a crowdedness in the song, and it just won't sound good. Well, usually it won't sound good. So here we go. Let's listen to this. But we also want to create a melody with the 808 a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. So let's listen from the beginning. The stereo enhancer to kind of separate the sound. Shift D, we're going to drag it. Zoom out. Now we're going to insert our 808 pattern, but we're going to make it unique. We're going to actually make this 808 pattern simpler. So we're going to take out all of these, and we're going to drag these and shorten it a little bit. We don't want to make it too different, mind you, but we do want to make it a little bit different. Now what I did right here was copy them, Control A, Control C, and we're going to insert our kicks. Now we're not going to have our kicks on the same pattern as our 808s, or they're not going to be playing at the same time. So, and right now I'm stacking these kicks so they sound more beefy. And I'll show you what they will sound like with them stacked right now. So let's just do a little mix with that so it sounds a little bit better. Doesn't it sound? Go in that low end, do a little bit of boosting. I'm gonna cut out some of the high end. And as I said, since we are having the kicks play separately from the 808s right here, we don't have to worry about them fighting with the 808s. So we don't have to worry about any side chaining or major mixing. So let's listen. Shift D, drag all that. We're going to drag over that chorus again. So, obviously, we can't say this will be the case for all of their beats, and this obviously is a very basic style of what they could do, and they could do many different things, but this is a good adaptation of what they might do, and it should be able to show you guys kind of the style and techniques, especially with drowning that piano and that reverb. It really creates a whole entire different sound. At least what I think. So let's do a whole playback. We're going to do one whole playback. So hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked it, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Comment what you guys think. Do you guys think this would fit their style? Do you guys want more? We will be covering more of their styles since they have different ranges and such. Not everything is the same. This can apply to all artists. So let us know what you think. Be sure to check us out on Twitter, or check me out on Twitter at least. My name is Andrew Pierre, and I run AT Productions, otherwise known as Beat It AT Productions and Publishing. Glad to have you guys view the video, and enjoy the rest of your day.